Boom, bash, bosh. Welcome back once again, another view at Game Analysis. This time we're going to be following the kid Storm through his Poseidon game in the mid lane. He goes 4-9-13 in this epic 40-minute loss. Currently in Silver 3. How do you think you played? Good laning, good aggressive presence. Okay. What aspects of the game did you struggle with? Items and rotations. Okay. What aspects of the game did you feel comfortable with? Laning, callouts, 1v1. Awesome. So let's go through the game, and the first thing we'll talk about then is, as we talk, we don't always mention items all the time. If I notice something that's really peculiar, I sometimes bring it out and mention it. But normally I won't go through itemization. Now, the thing is about Season 2, there's a lot of build opportunities for a lot of the mid laners right now. You can see Doom Orbs, you can see the same sort of build that you saw from Season 1, which is the Bancroft start, into Boots, into Spear. It depends what kind of mid laner you're playing. One thing to note is that the gods that normally get Spear of the Magus inside their standard build in Season 1 are very, very strong right now in Season 2. So when that happens, you need to think about what other items they're going to be getting. The reason they're strong right now is because penetration got changed on Boots, and the ones that are going to be getting that early penetration from Spear of the Magus and use it in their kit because of how good it is are the ones that are the strongest right now. So you need to put Spear of the Magus into the build, but then you need to figure out what the rest of the build's going to be along the way. Now, your starting item is also the issue, first of all, right? Bancroft's Talon is still a viable opportunity for most of them to get. The other thing is Doom Orb is a thing right now. It's very, very cost efficient for the early game, gets you the stacks and the mana regen you need during the early stages as well, and it's good value for money, which means you can get some good power out of it. Later on in the game, you can transition out of it, but it could basically be Doom Orb into Boots, into Spear of the Magus, and into the rest of your build after that. If you decide not to go for the Spear of the Magus, then generally it's Tiny Trinket like you've got now, into Boots, into Spear of the Magus, which gets you Spear online earlier, and then it's either Bancrofts or into Gem of Isolation as a Poseidon player, or into Rod of Tahuti. You're looking down that sort of path line for things to be going on. So start the game, it looks like Amuz and Cobb was having a fantastically good time. Behaving. See what I did? That was funny. You had to lane a little bit late because of that. Why didn't we drop the Whirlpool a little bit earlier? Should have been dropping it a little bit sooner. Careful of the poke. Respect the fact that it took a little bit longer. So you eat a little bit of poke for free then. Don't let him spit in your face. No one likes Coco can spit in your face. You showed him a little bit too much respect. What happened with that one then? What happened with that one then? When you threw out the Tidal Surge, what happened? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Tidal Surge, I was right. Just want to see what happens here. I know that bit where you get spat in the face, that's not very nice. How rude of him. You drop. So, what went wrong there in this little bit of a wave push is you drop your Whirlpool a little bit too far forward, okay? By dropping it so far forward at this point, you're not actually hitting these back creeps, which is the ones that you really want to be bringing down to stop the push as much as it is going to be. The Whirlpool should have been on all of them, and then the Tidal Surge would have been enough to actually clear out those back minions as well. By not hitting them, you've lost a lane push and have to respect that and back away once again. Take into account as well, by making sure you position it on the back ones with the Whirlpool, if you do accidentally not get the front ones inside the Whirlpool, your Tidal Surge is a knockback, and it will knock them back into it, so they'll start taking tick damage from it as well. What button are we on? What button? There we are. There we are. Off again on merry adventures. Oh, eating tornadoes to the face. That's not a pretty sight. Painful. Let's try and get our passive stacked up a little bit here. I can't see a passive meter, but I have a rough understanding of where it should be. You pop your health potion. Now, the thing about this as well, you started with the Tiny Trinket, which is going to give you some good sustain. You know, the Bancroft start, realistically. It's going to give you some good sustain. What I'd like to see you do, though, and you've also got 2 mana potions, 1 health potion. I'm okay with that, but you need to just cut down the amount of poke you're getting. This is a Kukulkan, and you shouldn't be taking too much poke from it, in all honesty. Auto attacks, auto attacks, auto attacks. Don't be scared to use them. Good tidal wave, repossession, you cleared the wave out fine. Good stuff. Pop a mana potion. Okay, with 2 minutes in, you've worked out what you do now to farm the wave. He comes on the backside, you've not really got any follow-up. Don't chase in here, there's no reason to. There's no minions here. Why am I not going back to the jungle right now? I hope you follow Thor. You should be following Thor into the jungle this moment, instead of chilling here going, hey, I'm Poseidon, I'm in the mid lane, chilling out. If you actually went to these back harpies with Thor right now, what would happen is you would hit level 5 by doing this camp with Thor, where he is. If you do that and hit level 5, right, so you'd hit level 5 rather, and have your Kraken available. Then what would happen is the way the wave's been played out is he walks up, drops tornado, walks away. If you just walk up drop your Whirlpool on his head, and then drop a Kraken on his head, you can wave bye-bye to that little noodle, and you'll get lane pressure. You'll have the opportunity to get first blood for yourself, quite easily. Pressure's good, and all, but then you don't clear the wave out fully. Don't be scared to use auto attacks as the minions are coming in. You hit 5, you're not going to kill him with just a Kraken at this point, I don't think. You would need the Whirlpool as well on the tidal wave. You're looking for it though. Kill him! 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 That took way too long. That took way too long, okay? You might die for that too. Oh, you're not going to. Okay, I want to talk about the reason I'm screaming kill him. This was like the longest fight in the existence of fights that shouldn't have been that long. So, his tornado's on cooldown. His tornado's on cooldown. He just used it in the wave. We can show you this as well. Where is he? Where is he? Tornado's on cooldown, as you can see. Another 5 seconds till it's up. You take so long to actually try and kill him here when he should have instantly been dead. Instantly been dead. How should he have been dead? Let's find you again. So, he's auto-attacking the minions. If you tidal surge him right now, he's in a prime opportunity to get hit by it. He's going to get knocked back a little bit. Then you drop the Whirlpool on him. Then you drop the Kraken. And then you salute to the skies. You get lane control. And you can walk away again. Osiris, if you did that now, would not be in a position to go aggressive like he did. Instead, you do something rather peculiar. Which is start an auto-attack battle. For some unknown reason. You let him get his tornado up. Which means you eat free poke. And now you're going to hit him with the Kraken at the end. You could have taken him with the tidal. You notice how much damage you did? With the tidal surge and then the Whirlpool, you had that all up to be able to do it straight away. You end up eating poke that you didn't need to eat. That's my point. Going to save for mana. Mid camps are coming up too. We're going to get mid camps. Okay, you saw Osiris go to those ones. I like the fact you went to these ones instead. That's good stuff. Buttery Biscuit base, good recall opportunity. Good decision to recall. Oh, what happened then? Didn't see that one coming. So you're back in. Killer. Killer. Oh, you had a dead! You had a dead to rights! You had a dead to rights! Why are we moving? Why are we moving? We're going to teach you the... Oh, this is dead anyway. She is dead, right? She is dead. She can't juke this. Oh, kid, you gave up a kill! You gave up a kill! It was a freebie! It was a freebie! It's a beautiful freebie as well! Now, the reason this was a freebie, and the reason I'm calling you out for making the mistake, is because you had the body block on. Body block is something in the game that really affects gods, because they can't use abilities to escape. Right now, there's a body block. But what happens is you're so busy trying to move behind her and relocate yourself away from abilities or whatever, if you just stood still, she won't go in nowhere. But right now, Thor closes that gap in then. So now, you're going to do a double entendre. What was that double entendre? What's that I'm talking about? You're going to do a double block. The wall blocks from one angle, use both block from the other angle. All you're going to do is stay still. All you're going to do is stay still. All you're going to do is stay still and auto attack. Stay still and auto attack. Stay still and auto attack. But you start moving. You start moving. Why do you move? You stand the hell still. She can't move you out of the way. She's not a big fatty. That shield doesn't push people out of the way. Just stand still. That's all you need to do. So you relieve the pressure on her by relocating yourself. Instead of just standing and banging with her and doing the auto attacks, you would have destroyed her. Tidal Surge was a little bit too late to the party. She's going to get away. Don't chase anymore. We need to go back to beta right now. Cool. Khan is back online. We're going for the fast Bancrofts rush. Okay. We probably could have got full boots online by that point, I'm pretty certain. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure we could have gone for full boots there, but we chose the Bancroft sustain. It does give us it's a good item. It's not a bad item. That's all. There is just other opportunities. We could have got full boots online for rotations. You push the wave out now. Hopefully we get to see a rotation out of you. Mana potion pop. You're looking for the right hand side maybe. Oh, I thought you were going to go straight right. I wouldn't have minded that call to go straight right. Why would I not minded that call to go straight right? Because of the fact that you know red buffs are available as well. Cool could be positioned on the side of the map. I like the ward though that you place. I'm glad you bought 2 wards when you went back to base here. But what I'd like to see is you maybe look for an opportunity to rotate here. There's no pressure in the mid lane here right now. There's no reason for you to be here. Is there any farm? No. You might be able to get a kill again on Cool. But is there something else you could potentially do where you can pressure this Artemis, right? She's in a 2v1 already. Even if you rotate over there, you might just force ball by being there, and you're not losing anything because of it. Wave down again, and what we're looking for now. Red buffs up, back harpies are up. Red buffs up, back harpies are up. Red buffs up, back harpies are up. Back harpies. Red buff. Look at these things. These things are farmable. These things will give you golden experience. You need to adapt and try and abuse this situation. If you don't, you will get further behind. Instead of just dancing in mid lane, look at the noodle and say, that's a pretty noodle. I like that noodle. Nice noodle. Also, I don't feel like you abuse Poseidon's auto attacks as much as you should be doing. I'd like to see you trying to do that a little bit more as well. You're looking for a big play over the wall. Notice how they've done red buff before. You've done red buff now. Now you're going to go to your red buff at the worst stage of the game because the mid lane is actually in mid. At the same time as soon as the mid lane goes down, the mid harpies are going to respawn too. This red buff should have been dropped already by you. If it was dropped already by you, your team wouldn't be doing it now, which means that they'd be in a position for the mid harpies. Actually, they're not doing the red buff, so your red buff is still up. So what's happening right now? Well, you're getting mid harpies again, which is good. The only issue I'm having is that you're wasting experience in your own jungle by not taking your red buff down sooner. It means that as this game goes on, there's going to be more of an experience lead technically in the enemy's jungle because they're keeping their buffs on cooldown than in your own jungle. That should have been dropped a lot earlier. You had the opportunities to, and now you found the back harpies in the red. They should have been done 2 waves ago. 2 waves ago. Clear out mid lane. Are we able to look for a rotation soon? No, because there's another minion wave coming in. Why are we backing? Why are we backing here? We shouldn't be backing. There's a minion wave here. Gotta tell your back's a little bit better. Look. Look where the minion wave is. Minion wave is exactly here, under your tower. If you can't see their minion wave, you can see your own minion wave to exactly see where their minion wave is going to be. Now that you've chosen to back here, what we're going to see... Okay, good. You chose not to back, which I'm happy about. Where are you going? Hello? Hello, Poseidon? Hello? 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 Pa? Hello? 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 Oh my god, if this plays out, that's just... Did he just ignore you? That was the most random thing I've seen in a couple of analysis replays. I mean, shout outs to Spungizzle because he sends me in some crazy stuff all the time. But this is just... I'm so confused right now. You thought about backing, you realised not to back, I guess because of the farmers here. You look to the left-hand lane to look for a kill potential. But is this the right sort of time to do the kill, to go for the kill? No, you're missing a full wave of experience in mid lane. You rotate, you realise you're not going to make it there in time. You're losing a wave to the tower right now. But then you see the rotation coming in from Cook, and you're like, Dana. Pause. Before we carry on with this one, let's just check in with what he purchased when he went back to base. He did get the Aegis online. You drop that. You throw out the Tidal Surge, but then where's your autos? Where's your autos? Where's your autos, huh? Where's your autos? Let's work out what we traded, shall we? Let's work out what we traded. That's the big thing here. I want to show you what you just traded. This is the trade. You traded your ultimate... So, first of all, you're trading 6 minions for 0. So you're losing 6 minions. And what do you get by losing those 6 minions? Well, we get the pleasure, Dave, of this wonderful Kraken this Aegis. Followed by this wonderful sight of watching our Thor disappear. But the bright news is, on today's day, we get to trade in those 6 minions in mid lane, our Kraken, as well as Thor's life, for 4 minions in the solo lane. Huzzah! And a recall back to base. Huzzah! What could we have won? What could we have won? 6 minions, a return to base, a purchase of items, and back to lane again. That's what we could have won. But you chose the other option. I'm really happy that you're buying 2 wards. This is very, very good play that you're doing. I'm happy that you're buying the wards and you're not being lazy on them. You've got the gold from, so you are picking them up. Imagine if you had Kraken, hey? Imagine if you had Kraken here. Wouldn't Kraken be good? God, I wish I had a Kraken right about now. But we don't, because we rotated and got 3 minions, 4 minions. Farming up the mid wave, continuing to push. Gank on that side, mid lane's farmed. I'm glad you're leaving the lane now. You're not sat in this lane. You're going to ward up for yourself. Be very careful about warding like this. Now, the reason I'm going to say be very careful about warding like this, you're going in blind, okay? You're not 100% certain where the enemy team is right now. Ymir could be around this sort of area. Sorry, not Ymir, he's on your team. Osiris could be around this sort of area, so could Athena. You've not got eyes on anyone on the enemy team, so walking in blindly to just put that ward down can be very risky, especially when Kukulkan can see you doing it and can cut off the option from coming back this way, which means that you have to go either through the jungle that way, or that way, because this angle's dead. If they come from that way, you've got to go back on this way, but then he can ult over the wall and potentially get a kill. What I'd advise if you're looking to try and get that ward down, if there's nobody there, fine, I don't mind you warding it and then backing away. But if there is somebody there, giving away that vision's a bit risky. Come around the safer option, just because of the fact that you're in your own half of the jungle to begin with, and you can see line of sight straight down this sort of area, and throw the ward from about here and get it down about there as well. Just so you're not too deep in there and you've got a crackenable area for yourself where they have to walk through. On that side, same on this side. If you're just going to walk through, your side of the jungle is the safer option for you, so you can just walk through and put it this side. Walking straight through the lane, the point you did it earlier on was good, but that point was a bit risky. I say this to you, but I know I do it myself, okay? Please don't feel like I think I'm perfect, because I ain't either. I just see the mistakes myself, and I still make them. You know why? Because it looks cool to make them. You get tied in mid lane. We've not got beads yet, which is okay. Death, 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 death. Release the Kraken. Are we scared of Kraken in it? Why are we scared of Kraken in there? All I see out of a lot of Poseidons is we're just scared to use a Kraken. Instead of just throwing that bad boy out and say, hey, say hello to my little friend. Hey, Cupid. Good rotation this, by the way. Good rotation. Good rotation. Oh. Oh. You die for it, though. That's such a shame. So, watch that back. I like that rotation out of you. That was a good rotation. Proud of that rotation. Where are you? You still dead? Or what? Where'd you go? There we go. So, we see the fight, for... Oh, come on, Hindu. Stop clicking buttons. We see this opportunity here. Now, there's a potential to kill Athena here, in all honesty. You've got... As soon as you see Ymir going around the backside here, you should just probably all in this Athena right now. You've got Ymir swinging around the back. You've got vision because of that ward that you've placed. There's nobody actually coming here just yet. There is, but he's a little bit too far away. And there's nobody down here as well. You've also got Chak in that lane, making sure Cupid's not there. Right at this opportunity, you can see this is a free kill on Athena. You probably should have just instantly crackened if you have the mana, which I can't really tell because, you know, it says cooldown 90 seconds. So it costs 90 seconds. If it only costs 90 seconds for that, would people trade it? That's the question. That's worse than mana. So I probably would have Kraken straight up Kraken in this situation. Then you're going to have your teammates be able to follow through with the damage. Should have been a Kraken. Like now. Kraken, she gets knocked up. Oh, she even got hit by the freeze too. Like that should have been kill. See how they go aggressive and you focus on the minions? We could have got a Kraken there. Could have got a Kraken off. But then, after the Kraken failure of not dropping it, I'm like the rotation to this side of the map. It's not the worst thing in the world to try and rotate over here. You can try and get a pick. Ooh, that ward placement as well. Nice. Very nice. Very good, as Jack would say. Jack's like, very nice. Very good. There's a gauge coming up for me. Now, everything you've done up to this very second in time is perfect. You dropped the whirlpool to try and cut off his path of escape. It should have been on him a little bit, but it wasn't. But you corrected that with a nicely placed Kraken to the face. Boom. Now the next thing we need to work out, okay, is the fact that we don't need to give Cupid a kiss, okay? He is the god of love, or whatever you want to call it, but it doesn't mean you have to walk up to his face and kiss him on his beautiful mouth. What you end up doing is walking straight up to him to kiss him on his beautiful face with a shark. Now the shark likes to give kisses. As you can see, he's even got to rub a little ring in there to put Cupid inside of it and bring him on his merry adventure this direction. The problem is that it does go a fair distance. You don't have to go right up to his face to do that. You did that to try and get yourself a little bit closer. Sorry, to make sure you can confirm it. But in trying to confirm it, you then set yourself up for Fields of Love, and you got into his range for an easy heart bomb to the mouth as well. Rest in Pepperinos, Poseidons. It was a good gank, okay? It was a good gank. You just misplayed it a little bit. And you could improve on that one. We're back alive again. Are we back alive again? Yeah, we're back alive again. Why don't we go back to base and buy? Right, okay, we got our full boots online. Now, the boots with Poseidon, we'll mention these. I'm personally in a different debate about these because generally what I seem to feel about the shoes and the Magi is the power is very, very strong on them, okay? The power is very strong, but then you want to look at scalings of abilities. Now the thing about Poseidon that's a little bit more difficult than some is the fact that how his scalings actually work. If you notice, his scalings aren't that monstrous, but you've also got to take into account tick damage as well, which you've also have to play into it. So it could take a little bit longer. I think I'm a personal fan of Shoes of Focus right now on Poseidon just for the cooldown reduction, which means you can spam your abilities a little bit more. I guess it depends what sort of build we're going for, more than anything else. Like if you're going to have a mana regen, then cooldown's okay because you get to spam your abilities a little bit more, which means you're going to need a bit more of a mana. So if you're going for something like Doom Orb, then mana is kind of sorted there, or if you're going for Book of Thoth or something like that, then mana's not really an issue, so you can have the lower cooldowns, which means you can spam them a little bit more. Or if you're going for straight power, it just means you're going to have better burst damage. Just checking in with the charts there to see how we're doing on our team. I'm just having to start trying to use that function a little bit during these replays. Just see where we're at as a whole team. I found out I could use that button. I'm like, hey, golden experience without having to press either button. Cool. And I get to see who's top gold kills and player damage. So how you're setting up yourself in that game. So. Pushing mid lane, follow the rotation of Kukulkan. I like this rotation call. You ping it out as well. That's very, very good stuff. Very pleased that you chose to do that. You call about the rotation. You warn him where he's coming to. Even if he does get that kill. Oh my god, that was a lovely... Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? What are you off doing? What are you doing? You went for Athena off over going for Kukulkan. This is why I'm saying, what are you doing? Everything up to the point that you ignore Kukulkan here was good. The wave clear is good. The rotation is good. The pings of where he's coming to is good. All that is good stuff. This is where it goes wrong. Now is where it goes wrong. Because he's put himself in a perfect place for you. It's a beautiful place. It's a lovely place. It's a place of death and destruction and where sharks can come out and rain death upon people in multiple opportunities. It's a whirlpool waiting to happen. It's almost like a jacuzzi for Kukulkan to cook himself in. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful area he's put himself in. And you don't go for him. You've got all your cooldowns up. Let me just check if he's got Aegis up still. I think he should be on cooldown, but I'm not sure if I'm correct. Oh, it is up. That's a shame. I'd still go for it. Because he's put himself in the prime opportunity for you to go for it. What you do is you ignore him. Even though you know he's there. And you try and support against an Athena. Athena's not really the one that's going to kill you, Mir, more than likely. It's going to take a little bit for Athena to kill him. Your prime target is zoning this bad boy out of the fight. He's already used some of his abilities. He's still got some up. He's still got that disgusting spit of his. My god, he needs a handkerchief. Instead, you could have tornadoed him there and cracking him to the face. You don't. You let him through. Drops a tornado. Your mid dies anyway. Then you have to use Aegis. And you may get out, or you may not. Good Kraken, though. Good Kraken. You're still going to die for it, though. The rotation was good. The decision-making in the fight was not good, though. That was the big issues in that one. Just looking quickly, as they're currently waiting for you to respawn, at what... So good laning, good aggressive presence. I don't think you see, you said, how do you think you played? Good laning and good aggressive presence. I think you could have been more aggressive. You could have been a lot more aggressive in this lane. You gave away some opportunities for Krakens when you didn't, and some of your decision-making is an issue, especially because you struggle with rotations and items. Now, your rotations have been on point. Your itemization from this one, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like going Gem of Isolation next. Now, Gem of Isolation is a very, very good item on Poseidon because it keeps them inside the whirlpools longer, sets you up for a lot of CC, because it slows them as well and keeps them inside a little bit more. What I would advise at this stage of the game, though, is you have to think about the fact that penetration isn't a thing anymore on boots. Because you're not getting the penetration from boots, it means you have to get your penetration online at this stage of the game. At least third item in. If you're going to go for Bancrofts and boots, your next item should be Spear the Magus right now. You're looking for Spear, then into Gem of Isolation later on. Don't go for Gem of Isolation now, you want the Spear. You need the penetration. It's going to help you out in dealing more damage. In this game, you do have a Ymir, so it's going to help him out a little bit with magical damage. Normally, if you've got a solo laner that's magical as well, it will help them out. But I want to see you going for Spear the Magus next time round. Your rotations have not been too bad, in all honesty. I do like the rotations for the most part. Oh, that Aegis on cooldown. Remember that. Ever play that game? So-and-so will remember that. The Kid Storm should remember that the Aegis was just used for free. So, the next opportunity you see on Kukulkan, I want to see you go ham. I want to see you end his life with a Kraken to the mouth. And it's up in 10 seconds, surprisingly enough. Played a bit more defensively because Athena's here. You're worried about a taunt. I'm okay with this. You're still fine with the wave. I do feel like you don't auto-attack enough though as well, which means you're not building up your passive very much either. You want to be trying to abuse the passive as much as possible as well. You follow the rotation. I don't mind this call. What I probably would have done here, in all honesty, is the rotation came out from your team, and you could have told them they were rotating, and instead you could have stayed mid lane here and pushed this wave into tower. You could have actually stayed mid. You didn't have to rotate. I'm glad you rotated, but you don't have to in this call. Just because there was 3 of them, and you would have been able to call it so early that the rotation was coming that they should have been able to get out. What you could have done is just push this wave into tower immediately. And that would have put them in a situation where they had to come back mid to farm or lose a full wave. You do end up staying in the end, which is good because your teammates get out. But you could have done that earlier. Oh, Kraken! Released! Release the Kraken. Oh, kid, I'm so sad about that Kraken. That was unfortunate. If that was you tapping a surrender vote in then because you missed a Kraken, I'm okay with that, don't worry. We all miss Krakens, we all want an F6 when we miss them. Don't worry about it. Good push in the mid lane once again. We've not got as much ward coverage as we once did. See the rotation coming in for Athena. Now, doing that gave vision that you've got a ward there. That's the only thing I have an issue with that one. Were you going to be able to kill her with that? Were you going to be able to force her back to base with that? You wouldn't have been able to do that. You wouldn't have been able to force them back to base with any of those things. So what you want to be doing is not giving away the fact that you know there's a ward there. You'd let Athena get free information for a tiny bit of poke damage. Uh-oh. That's going to taste nice in the morning. Aegis a little bit too late. Could we not have Aegis? Were we still in taunt? Is that why we didn't Aegis immediately? I'm guessing we were still taunted. I think we were still taunted. Yeah, we were. We were just, I think. And then you get spat on. Nothing worse than get spat on. Speed it up, you need to respawn, we're back online, yes we are, what do we buy? Carried on working on Gem of Isolation, okay, not a surprise. We also got beads, which I'm happy about now. I'm glad you picked up the beads, you realised that the taunt's causing you an issue. You could have got the beads online a little bit earlier, but that's fine with what you've chosen to do here. Your itemization is okay, I just want to see you trade out the Gem of Isolation for Spear. Consider getting Doom Orb in this build as well. Doom Orb could have helped you out a little bit with mana regen, which means you would have been able to buy a little bit less mana potions as well. Your war coverage is fantastic. Your rotations are pretty good, in fairness. I like the fact that you're following your mid laner. You're not letting him just roam freely around the map. You could have put some more lane pressure on earlier on in this game. You've had opportunities to Kraken people which you've missed, which I think you'll adapt to and grow on as you continue playing the game more and continue playing Poseidon. You'll notice there's more opportunities to actually pick up kills with the Kraken. Kraken does a lot of damage, okay? Skill level seems fine. One thing I do want to note though is that you thought to yourself that you did have, where is it? Good laning phase, good aggressive presence. I think your laning phase, you took a bit of too much poke for free at the very start, which you shouldn't have done. You are getting Kukulkan, and the level 2 fight, you should push him a little bit harder than he pushes you, just because his tornadoes don't clear the wave fully. You could have had better lane presence early on in the game. Your aggression was good, but it was too late, I feel. You could have been aggressive a lot more earlier in this game. So that's the two things about your laning phases. And your itemization is fine, but just change out that for spear more than likely if you're going to go for this sort of build. Change that out for spear. You need the penetration. Penetration's a good item to get. Don't forget that it also, shreds what magical resistance they do have, even if they don't have any as well. So it's a good item to pick up on him. Also gives you magical power as well. Don't forget, so you're still getting good power off this. Even though the rank 2 of the Golden Sash right now, it does give you some magical power. It's all about the health and mana, which isn't as important right now as getting some more power online and some penetration to deal great damage. Then the gem comes out to actually make sure they stay inside that damage pool that you've already created for yourself. In your future games, though, focus a little bit more on going the aggressive when they make mistakes like they do. Your wall coverage, like I said, is good. Your rotations are good. Just work on your rotations and your ganking, about your prioritization in the team fights as well, and how you position yourself. The Cupid death wasn't needed, and at the same time, when you went to go and help out when Kukulkan rotated, you decided not to focus him and focus on Athena instead, which still got your mate killed. You could have kept Kukulkan out of that fight. You could have potentially killed him as well if he misplayed it, or you misplayed it either. Sorry, if he misplayed it really badly. Good luck in your future games, though, buddy. I think from what I've seen from here, Kidstorm, you can do pretty well for yourself. You're probably not a silver player, in all honesty. I think you're silver 5 right now. You're not silver 5. You are making some, sorry, silver 3. But you are making some mistakes that can be easily corrected if you just see the situation at hand. We'll just watch this last fight before I end it. Cracking him in the face! End with a Kraken! Oh, you missed the Kraken again! I should have watched it! I feel bad for you now. Good luck in the next games!